Hello dear students, myself Mr. S.N. Badani from Elwich Junior College Panchoti Nasik welcomes you all in my virtual classroom. Friends, today we are going to discuss a lesson, that is lesson number 1.8, Voyaging Towards Excellence, on your textbooks, page number 77. Friends, it gives me great satisfaction and pleasure to have an interaction with you and discussing with you a very great and eminent scholar, a very versatile personality, Mr. Ajit Godbole. So, we are going to discuss the lesson, but before going to the lesson, as our usual practice, let's see the icebreakers activities that are given on your textbooks, page number 77. So there are different ways to travel from one place to another for different purposes. Discuss with your partner and match the words given in table A with their meanings in table B. Friends, one of the objectives of our learning English at this plus 2 level is to enrich our vocabulary. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, या विषयाचा अभ्यास करतानाचे जे उद्दिष्ट आहे त्याच्यातलं आपली व्होकॅब्युलरी एनरिच करणं हा पण एक उद्दिष्ट आपल्या सिलेबसचा आहे. आणि म्हणून या ठिकाणी आपले जे प्रवास असतात त्या प्रवासाच्या वेगवेगळ्या कारणाचे वेगवेगळे शब्द त्या ठिकाणी वापरले जातात आणि त्यांच्यासाठीच या ठिकाणी वर्ड्स आणि त्याचे मिनिंग दिलेले आहेत. आय हॅव सॉल्व्ड द एक्सरसाइजेस देअर. मी तुमच्यासाठी या ठिकाणी त्या स्क्रीनवरती बघितल्याप्रमाणे मी वर्ड्स आणि त्यांच्या मिनिंग्स त्यांच्या मॅच द पेअर्स केलेल्या आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल क्रूज, त्याचा meaning आहे a journey on boat or a ship to a number of places. Then B, that is expedition. Meaning of the expedition is a journey especially by a group of people for a specific purpose. Camp, a place usually away from urban areas where tents are erected for shelter. The next word, trip, excursion, picnic and voyage. These words are there. You can read these words easily, or you can match the pairs from your textbook also. Then one another activity is there on your textbook, that is qualities required for excellence. So these are some qualities I have mentioned here, but you can also add various qualities that are essential for सक्सेस. या ठिकाणी मी काही क्वालिटीज ज्या सक्सेस होण्यासाठी आवश्यक आहेत त्या आहेत नोंद केलेल्या आहेत. पण याच्यापेक्षा अजून पण भरपूर क्रिएटिव्हिटी तुमच्या मनातल्या ज्या असतील त्या क्वालिटीज तुम्ही ऍड करू शकता. फॉर एक्झाम्पल परसेव्हरन्स इज देअर, स्किल्ड वर्क इज देअर. सो डिफरंट things are there that you can add to this diagram on your own, and you can manage it on your own. You can make your one mind map on qualities required for excellence. So this is our icebreakers activity. Now come to the lesson. Before going to the lesson, let's have some information about the writer. आपण नेहमीच्या पद्धतीप्रमाणे एखाद्या लेसन कडे जाण्याच्या अगोदर त्या लेसनचे जे रायटर आहेत त्याच्याविषयी थोडीशी माहिती बघत असतो. So here it is the picture of Mr. Ajit Godbole. The title of this book is Musafir, and if you search on YouTube, you can have the whole speech of the lesson there narrated by the writer himself. तुम्ही जर YouTube वरती सर्च केलं तर लेखकाने स्वतःचे जे एक्सपिरियन्सेस या लेसन मध्ये दिले आहेत ते तसेचे तसे लेखकाने नरेट केले तुम्हाला YouTube वरती पण सापडतील. सो लेट्स हॅव सम इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट रायटर अच्युत गोडबोले. बॉर्न ऑन 1950, a prolific writer well known for his writings in Marathi and English. He became a chemical engineer from IIT Mumbai in 1972. तो एक मराठी आणि इंग्रजी दोन्ही भाषांमध्ये विपुल असं लिखाण काम करणारे ते एक रायटर आहेत. आणि IIT मुंबई इथून 1972ला त्यांनी केमिकल इंजिनिअरची डिग्री संपादन केली होती. हिज रायटिंग स्टाईल इज इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह अँड एट व्हेरी इन्फॉर्मल. त्यांची जी लेखनाची पद्धत आहे ती इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह असली तरी व्हेरी इन्फॉर्मल सुद्धा आहे. नाउ अबाउट द लेसन, what the lesson is about. आपण लेखकांविषयी माहिती पाहिली. आता हा लेसन कशाविषयीचा आहे, इन नटशेल त्याची आपण थोडक्यात समरी आपण या ठिकाणी सांगतोय. इन द प्रेझेंट ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल स्केच. सो इट इज द ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल स्केच ऑफ द रायटर. हे लेखांचे स्वतःचे अनुभव या ठिकाणी आहेत. आत्मचरित्रपर लिखाण हे आहे. द रायटर डिपिक्ट्स हिज जर्नी from a middle class schoolboy to a famous writer. So in the present lesson, the writer depicts his journey from a middle class schoolboy to a famous writer. He was a successful general manager of Patni Computer Systems. The present writer discusses his quest for excellence. What? The present writer discusses his quest for excellence. प्रस्तुत लेसन मध्ये त्यांची एक्सलन्स साठीची काहीतरी उत्कृष्ट बनण्यासाठीची जो सर्च होता, ती क्विस्ट सर्च, ही उत्कटता त्या ठिकाणी त्यांची जी आहे कार्याची, ती या लेसन मध्ये डिपिक्ट केलेली, वर्णन केलेली आहे. He discusses at length the ingredients or essentials of success and the way to achieve it. So यशस्वी होण्याचे कोणते कोणते घटक आहेत किंवा कोणते कोणते महत्त्वाचे घटक आहेत की जे आपल्याला त्या यशापर्यंत घेऊन जातात, ते त्यांनी या लेसन मध्ये डिस्कस केलेले आहेत. नाउ लेट्स सी द लेसन. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द लेसन line by line, and I will explain you the meaning of the lesson and every sentence. Now look at the lesson. I had a very simple upbringing. We were a lower middle class family. Our 300 square feet house did not even have basic amenities such as a fan, a refrigerator, a geyser, a dining table or a gas stove. So अत्यंत मध्यमवर्गीय बॅकग्राऊंड मधून लेखक बिलॉंग करतात आणि त्यांचं जे घर होतं ते छोटंसं 300 स्क्वेअर फीटचं घर होतं. त्या घरामध्ये फॅन किंवा रेफ्रिजरेटर किंवा गीझर किंवा डायनिंग टेबल किंवा गॅस स्टोव्ह या कुठल्याही सुविधा त्यांच्या घरामध्ये नव्हत्या. लिव्ह अलोन अँड एअर कंडिशनर ऑर अ कार. आणि ह्या लहान गोष्टी, फॅन वगैरे नाही तर एअर कंडिशनर आणि कार वगैरे या तर खूप दूरच्या गोष्टी आहेत. It was only when I entered the college that I got a watch and we got a dining table and a gas stove at home. जेव्हा लेखक त्या ठिकाणी कॉलेजमध्ये गेले तेव्हा त्यांच्या घरामध्ये गॅस स्टोव्ह आणि डायनिंग टेबल आला आणि त्यांना पहिल्यांदा घड्याळ त्यांना मिळालं. नेव्हरथलेस असे असले तरी कल्चरली आय हॅड अ रिच चाइल्डहुड. नाउ लुक ॲट द लाईन. कल्चरली आय हॅड अ रिच चाइल्डहुड. सो हेअर द रिचनेस, ही जी श्रीमंती, इट इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू द मनी ऑर द कॅश. ही पैशांच्या स्वरूपातली नाही, तर ही कोणती श्रीमंती, कल्चरल, सांस्कृतिक दृष्ट्या ती श्रीमंती या ठिकाणी ते वर्णन करतायत. वाय? बिकॉज ही का बरं? द पोएट्स लाईक विंदा करंदीकर, मंगेश पाडगावकर अँड वसंत बापट used to visit our home, and for hours I could listen to the discussions about poetry and literature, Marathi and English. So मराठीतले जे प्रसिद्ध नावं आहेत, विंदा करंदीकर, मंगेश पाडगावकर, वसंत बापट, हे लेखकांच्या घरी यायचे आणि त्यांचं जे साहित्यावरचं विचार विनिमय लेखक तासनतास त्या ठिकाणी ऐकायचे. They look at this word used to. It is a modal auxiliary verb and it describes the past habit. म्हणजे भूतकाळ किंवा भूतकाळातली सवय used to ने त्या ठिकाणी वर्णन केली जात असते ना. वसंत बापट used to visit. Okay. Then Marathi and English. They used to talk about Keshav Sut Mardekar, Shakespeare, Charles Dickens and Thomas Hardy. I did not fully understand I did not fully understand their discussion in depth, but I was immensely impressed. We were lucky to have Pandit Kumar Gandharv, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and Pandit Jashraj visit our place and talk about Indian music till late night. So वरती जे आहेत ते लेखक आणि कवी आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर हे जे नाव आहेत हे संगीत क्षेत्रातले पंडित कुमार गंधर्व, पंडित भीमसेन जोशी हे म्युझिकच्या फील्डमधले लोक सुद्धा त्यांच्या घरी यायचे अँड ॲट लेट नाईट रात्री उशिरापर्यंत दे टॉक अबाउट द इंडियन म्युझिक. This is how and why I developed my interest in literature and music during my school days. So या सगळ्या गोष्टींमुळे एखाद्या स्कूलमध्ये असतानाच त्यांनी लिटरेचर आणि म्युझिकमध्ये त्यांचा इंटरेस्ट डेव्हलप केलेला आहे. I did not even today don't understand the grammar of music, but I began to love it tremendously. So त्यांना जास्त म्युझिकचं ग्रामर म्हणजे म्युझिकचं ते जे शास्त्र आहे ते जरी खूप माहिती नसलं पण म्युझिक त्यांना खूप आवडतं. ही लव द म्युझिक ट्रिमेंडसली. Most of the times the topics of discussion at our home were about music, literature, painting, sculpture, etc. तर त्यांच्या घरात जे टॉपिक्स डिस्कस केले जायचे ते कोणते कोणते होते? म्युझिक, संगीत, लिटरेचर, साहित्य, पेंटिंग्स, चित्रकला, स्कल्पचर दॅट इज कोरीव काम किंवा शिल्पकला याविषयी त्या ठिकाणी डिस्कस केले जाते. आय कुड लिसन टू द डिस्कशन अबाउट व्हॅन गॉग, मोझार्ट अँड मायकेल अँजेलो etc. आणि हे जे नाव आहे ते सगळे या ठिकाणी चित्रकला आणि स्कल्पचर म्हणजे शिल्पकला या क्षेत्रातले फेमस नाव आहेत. यांच्याविषयीचे डिस्कशन्स रायटर त्या ठिकाणी ऐकायचे. इट वॉज बिकॉज ऑफ सच अ मिल्यू अराउंड me that I had a firm belief, which I still hold, that all arts are equally, if not more important in our lives than science and technology. या सगळ्या गोष्टींमुळे लेखक म्हणतात की सायन्स आणि टेक्नॉलॉजीज बरोबर सगळ्या पद्धतीचे कला, संगीत, साहित्य, कथा, कादंबरी हे सुद्धा आपल्या आयुष्यामध्ये सायन्स आणि टेक्नॉलॉजी एवढेच महत्त्वाचे आहेत. I had learned from my childhood that money does not mean everything in life. म्हणजे बालपणीच मी शिकलो की आपल्या आयुष्यामध्ये पैसा हेच सर्व काही नसतं. इट इज नेसेसरी, ते जरी गरजेचं असलं, बट इफ नॉट ऑल देअर इज समथिंग विच एनरिच आवर लाईव्स अँड पुट्स मिनिंग ऑफ आवर एक्झिस्टन्स, इट इज आर्ट्स, म्युझिक अँड लिटरेचर. सो here he is inclined towards the art and music and literature because of the background, the cultural richness of the house or the people who used to visit their house. They discuss about the dramas, the poetries, the music, the paintings and sculpture, all these things. And the discussions were at a rational level. They are very high level persons whose names are there, and that's why there was the in the writer's mind he was very much inclined towards the art and the music and all these things. And he said that money is not only everything important in our life, but these all the cultural activities are also very much necessary. They makes our they enrich our lives and puts the meaning to our existence. आपल्या अस्तित्वाला काहीतरी अर्थ या गोष्टींमुळे प्राप्त होत असतो. सो फ्रेंड्स, अप टू नाव आतापर्यंत जे नावं या ठिकाणी आलेत पहा, पोएट्स हू हॅड अ ग्रेट इम्पॅक्ट ऑन रायटर. सो मंगेश पाडगावकर, आतापर्यंत ज्या लेखांची नावं त्याने घेतलीत त्याचं थोडक्यात मी या ठिकाणी पहा तुम्हाला एक पिक्चर स्लाइड स्वरूपात पाठवले. पोएट्स हू हॅड ग्रेट इम्पॅक्ट ऑन रायटर: मंगेश पाडगावकर, विंदा करंदीकर, वसंत बापट अँड केशव सूद. Then writers who had great impact on the writer, that is Charles Dickens, Thomas Hardy and Murdacre. Then musicians who had a great impact on writer, that is Mozart, Pandit Kumar Gandharv, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and Pandit Jashraj. So these are the musicians who have great impact on the writer. Then painters, some two famous painters are there. One is Van Gogh and another is Michelangelo. The dramatist, of course, the father of English literature, William Shakespeare. He also has a great impact on the writer. So these are the famous personalities who had great impact on the writer. Next, this is not to say that I did not like science or mathematics. So त्यांच्या घरामध्ये या संगीत आणि कादंबऱ्या कविता यांचं डिस्कशन व्हायचं किंवा ते त्याला आवडायचं, म्हणजे मला सायन्स आणि मॅथमॅटिक्स आवडत नाही असं नाही. इनफॅक्ट आय लव्ह दीज सब्जेक्ट्स and he loved the subjects very much. However, I did not study them only for scoring maximum marks in examinations. So the writer here states that he did not study mathematics and science only for the sake of examination, or his aim was not only scoring good number of marks in examination, but he studied the subject for what? He said, I used to study the subjects for any subject or any subject for that matter for its inherent beauty. Why he study the subject? For the inherent. What is the meaning of the word inherent? That is existing in something as a permanent. So त्याच्यातलं सौंदर्य जाणून घेण्यासाठी त्या विषयांचा अभ्यास करायचा. I found Newton's law of motion beautiful and Pythagorean theorem elegant. न्यूटनचे नियम, लॉचे फोर्सचे, लॉज ऑफ फोर्स, the laws of force of Newton are there, but not only the law in the sense of their physical existence or their त्यांचं ते फक्त नियम म्हणून नाही, तर त्या नियमामध्ये त्यांनी सौंदर्य पाहिलं, किंवा पायथागोरियन थेरम मध्ये ते इलिगंट त्यांना वाटले, ग्रेसफुल वाटले, स्टायलिश वाटले, ते आकर्षक वाटले ते सगळे पायथागोरसचे थेरियम. आय लव्ह solving problems of physics and mathematics of 9th standard when I was in the 7th. So when he was in 7th standard, he solved the problems of physics and chemistry of 9th standard. सातवीला असताना नववीचे फिजिक्स आणि मॅथमॅटिक्सचे प्रॉब्लेम ते सॉल्व्ह करायचे. नॉट टू शो ऑफ, नॉट टू शो ऑफ. सो वी हॅव अ हॅबिट ऑफ शो ऑफ, है ना, आपल्याला काही असेल तर आपण त्याच्यावर शो ऑफ करतो जरा. बट द रायटर सेड दॅट नॉट फॉर शो ऑफ, काही असं दाखवण्यासाठी नाही, बट just because I used to get involved in solving them. I used to love problem solving and used to enjoy finding out the most elegant method of solving them. So he indulged in that problems of mathematics and physics, and he find the elegant methods of solving that problems, how differently that problems could be solved. So that creativity in his mind, that because of that things he was very much attracted to physics and mathematics, and he solved the most complicated problem also at a very ease. आणि हे खूप असे अवघड सुद्धा प्रॉब्लेम्स मॅथमॅटिक्सचे किंवा फिजिक्सचे ते सहजगत्या ते सोडू शकत होते, बिकॉज ऑफ द हिज क्रिएटिव्हिटी अँड लुकिंग ॲट द प्रॉब्लेम्स व्हेरी इझिली, अँड दॅट इलेगन्स इज देअर, इलेगंट, त्यातलं ग्रेसफुल, त्यातली त्याचे आकर्षकता वाटल्यामुळे त्यांना तो सहजपणे सॉल्व्ह करू शकत होता. Obviously, these problems were not a part of curriculum, but I enjoyed the whole process. ते त्याच्या अभ्यासक्रमातले जरी नव्हते, करिक्युलम म्हणजे अभ्यासक्रम, but I enjoyed the process. पण मला ती प्रोसेस पूर्ण मी एन्जॉय करायचो. His attitude of looking beyond marks or examinations and to seek joy in solving any challenging problem helps me to develop a problem solving attitude which came which came handy when I appeared for my IIT entrance JEE, because this exam is completely based on your problem solving ability and the ability to think not only logically but quickly and rapidly. So here the writer developed a problem solving attitude. So these are the two things are there. How the writer developed a problem solving attitude there. So looking beyond marks to the examination, त्या सब्जेक्ट कडे नुसतं मार्क्स कडे म्हणून तो पाहत नव्हता, and seeking joy in solving the challenge and that helped him to solve the problems. Ability and ability to think not only logically but quickly and rapidly. Next, I scored 100% marks in mathematics and almost all examination. I appeared for my first standard until IIT. So पहिलीपासून तर IIT पर्यंत मॅथमॅटिक्स मध्ये त्यांनी 100% मार्क्स कव्हर केले. Bearing only a few times, I stood 16th in SSC board. At times, this examination was for the whole of Maharashtra, including नागपूर. सो एकच मंडळ त्याचं त्या एक्झामिनेशनचं त्यावेळेस होतं. आता जे 7 विभाग आहेत त्याचे 7 विभाग नव्हते, एकच मंडळ होतं आणि एकाच महाराष्ट्राच्या बोर्डच्या वेळेस त्यांचा 16th रँक 16वा संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रातला नंबर होता. आय स्टूड फर्स्ट इन युनिव्हर्सिटी इन ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स पुट टुगेदर, आणि सगळ्या सब्जेक्ट्सला एकत्र धरून he stood first in the university exam. Those days you could get an admission into IIT without the entrance test JEE if you had secured the first rank in university. त्या काळात असा नियम होता की जर तुम्ही युनिव्हर्सिटीचे फर्स्ट रँक होल्डर असाल, then you need not to give IIT and JEE for entering the you need not to appear the JEE, and without JEE you can appear to the IIT directly. So त्या काळात जर तुम्ही युनिव्हर्सिटीचे फर्स्ट असाल तर तुम्हाला JEE द्यायची आवश्यकता नव्हती. I did not have to appear for the entrance test to get admission into IIT, but nobody in Solapur told me about it. पण सोलापूरमध्ये हे कोणालाच माहित नव्हतं की अशा पद्धतीची फॅसिलिटी आहे असं. फॉर आय डाऊट if anybody in Solapur even knew about this rule. Therefore, I appeared for the entrance examination and secured a very good rank in the same. आणि म्हणून त्यांनी त्या entrance examinations he appeared also in that examination and secured a good rank there. Next paragraph. I was quite happy getting into IIT, but my joy was short-lived. Now, look at the line. I was quite happy getting into IIT. So, just take up your example. If you have good number of marks and got a college of your own interest, obviously you would be happy. तुम्हाला चांगले मार्क्स मिळाले आणि तुमच्या इंटरेस्टच्या कॉलेजमध्ये जर तुम्हाला ऍडमिशन मिळालं तर तुम्ही सुद्धा आनंदी व्हाल. सो रायटर ऑल्सो वॉज हॅपी, बट ही सेड दॅट द जॉय वॉज शॉर्ट लिव्ड, आणि तो आनंद त्यांचा तात्पुरता होता. वाय? का बरं? लुक ॲट द फर्स्ट. पहिलं बा, ॲट सोलापूर आय हॅड नॉट सीन एनी बिल्डिंग विच वॉज मोर दॅन 3 स्टोरीड. मुंबई however was full of skyscrapers. सोलापूरमध्ये 3 मजलीपेक्षा जास्त उंच इमारत त्यांनी पाहिली नव्हती. इट वॉज अ स्मॉल टाउन, बट इन मुंबई देअर वॉज अ स्कायक्रॅपर्स. त्या ठिकाणी गगनचुंबी इमारती मुंबईमध्ये होत्या. फर्स्ट थिंग. ॲट IIT. सेकंड थिंग, ॲट IIT most of the students and professors used to converse in English. So look at the lines. Na? What the writer said, I was quite happy getting into IIT. IIT मध्ये गेल्यानंतर मला खूप आनंद झाला. He was very happy because to get an admission in IIT is obviously a very joyful or happiest moment in anyone's life. But my joy was short-lived. पण तो आनंद तात्पुरता वाटला. Why? First, the buildings of Solapur and Mumbai. Second, at IIT most of the students and professors used to converse in English. IIT मध्ये बरेचसे विद्यार्थी आणि प्रोफेसर्स इंग्लिश मध्ये संभाषण करायचे. They used to talk in English, whereas my English was very poor. Whereas my English was very poor, that developed the inferiority complex in the writer's mind. I had my why he said what he said. Look at that. I had my entire education in Marathi. He had studied in the vernacular medium. मराठी माध्यमाच्या शाळांमध्ये तो शिकला होता. My spoken English was quite pathetic. So my spoken English was quite pathetic. So he hardly managed to pronounce certain words, and that the problem of conversation, that he feels sometime tongue tied, and that was one of the problems in front of the writer. Not only did I have a very weak vocabulary, but my pronunciation was also terrible, and my construction of English sentence were awkward to say the least. So two or three problems were there in front of him. As he was from the vernacular medium, uh, his English was pathetic. What are the problems were there? One is he had a weak vocabulary. Second is the pronunciations of that particular words was very terrible. Like our pronunciation, walked and talked. So these kinds of pronunciation he may have. Then the construction of the sentences. You know the rules of grammatical and the constructions and the use of tenses, all these things. That was very terrible, and English sentences were awkward to say at least. Due to all these, I was feeling quite lonely and terrible in Mumbai and in general in IIT in particular. So he was feeling terrible in Mumbai in general and in IIT in particular. So मुंबई मध्ये पण आणि IIT मध्ये पण त्याला ते भयानक भीतीदायक वाटू लागलं. I had developed an inferiority complex. So we can have the question on this: why the writer developed the inferiority complex? Because of his poor English and the problems of the writer to converse in English language, and wanted to run away from IIT and Mumbai, आणि त्या IIT मधून पण आणि मुंबई मधून पण त्यांना पळून जावंसं वाटलं. सो फ्रेंड्स, दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स ऑल्सो हॅपन इन आवर लाईफ. आपल्या पण आयुष्यामध्ये कधी कधी अशा प्रकारच्या घटना घडत असतात. बट व्हॉट इज हेअर, we must be there, stick up there. Perseverance and stability is important at such times. One day I was sitting, he narrates here one experience of the writer when he was there in the IIT. One day I was sitting on my mess table in the hostel sipping tea. He was in his mess and sipping tea. त्यांच्या हातात चहाचा कप वगैरे असेल आणि ते मेस मध्ये बसले होते. When a senior guy came and sat on the chair adjacent to me. म्हणजे जवळच्या चेअरवरती एक सिनियर येऊन बसला. He was a convent educated guy with fairly sophisticated English, at least spoke or colloquial English. So एक तर त्याच्या बोली भाषा इंग्रजी असेल आणि कॉन्व्हेंट मधला तो स्टुडंट असेल. ही वॉज व्हेरी sophisticated. He used to speak very polished and sophisticated English. He was a bit arrogant. He was a bit arrogant and थोडासा तो उद्धट पण होता, and wanted to pull my leg. He tried to engage in some conversation with me and started pointing out errors in just about every sentence or everything that I said. So that guy engaged the writer with him in conversation, and he point out mistakes in every sentence and every words there, uh, mistakes of the writer. After about 5 minutes he walked away after insulting me. So after humiliating the writer, after insulting the writer that you are very poor in English and you could not do anything and all these things, blaming all these things, he insulted the writer, pointing out the mistakes from the writer speaking and words, and he walked away from the place. I felt extremely humiliated and upset. Okay, it's the common na? When you are insulted by anyone, you could not feel very happy. Wow, very good. So these kind of feelings are not there. Naturally, we became unhappy and upset, and so natural feelings of the writer's mind, as as it is, I was feeling quite depressed and different, and this incident was the last straw. I was almost broken. I felt out of place there and literally wanted to run away to Solapur that very moment. आणि त्याच वेळा त्याने ठरवलं की आपण आता सोलापूरला निघून जाऊ. However, it was only my self-esteem which stopped me. But the self-esteem, the self-respect of his heart stopped him. Suddenly, a feeling of determination, ठाम निश्चय करणे, and strength came over me and gripped me. So they, after that, this sudden determination in his mind came. He decided himself very strongly and confirmed himself, despite of hailing from सोलापूर. To hail means नेटिव्ह, त्या ठिकाणचा असणे. डिस्पाइट ऑफ हेलिंग फ्रॉम सोलापूर म्हणजे सोलापूरचा असलो तरी. If I could be a rank holder in school, college, and IIT with my awards in mathematics, there must be something right with me. Why should I give up? So त्याच्या मनामध्ये लगेच डिटर्मिनेशन आलं. Despite of having hailing from Solapur, he was the scholar person, and he hold the first rank in school, colleges, and IIT, and have very many awards in mathematics. So that things supported his strong willpower. And why should I give up? त्याने विचार केला की मी का सोडून द्यावं. I and that too for a silly and small thing like English. आणि ते पण एकदम छोट्याशा साठी गोष्टीसाठी. What the problem of having command, the problem of not having command on English, the problem of not having command on English, the problem that is not the major problem according to the writer, and that's why he said that it is very short simple problem. I was not to give up any more, and I was determined to fight back. So at that time he decided in his mind, त्यांच्या मनामध्ये ठरवलं की I will not give up. As I climbed the stairs of my hostel room, my plan was ready in my mind. So after that humiliation, after insulting with that senior guy, there was the plan. What would be the plan in his mind? Yes, you can guess. Yes, the plan definitely is about the writer's effort to have the command over English language. So here in the next paragraph, the writer described here his efforts to have the command over English language. Look at the lines. Normally, almost of us who are educated in vernacular languages, vernacular native regional, जसे की मराठी is our vernacular language, such as Marathi, think in Marathi. So what is the problem with the Marathi medium students is that here he mentioned what, think in Marathi before speaking in English, translate in English, and then somehow try to speak. So एखादं वाक्य मराठीमध्ये ते विचार करणं, त्याला मराठीतून इंग्लिशमध्ये मनातल्या मनात ट्रान्सलेट करणं आणि मग बोलणं, ही आपली मराठी स्टुडंट्सची सिस्टीम. And that was the मेन थिंग त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं की सेंटेन्स कन्स्ट्रक्शन हे चुकतात. आणि ही व्हॉट ही सेड, लुक ॲट द लाईन्स, speak out this translate English sentence is an extremely awkward fashion, and it was very awkward and old fashioned. So what he did for that, what was the how he improved his English. These are the experience of the writer here. I had decided that I would do nothing of this sort. मी असं काही करणार नाही. मग प्रॉपर वे जो आहे इंग्लिश लर्निंगचा तो त्याने अडॅप्ट केला. काय पा, I wanted to achieve excellence. He wanted to achieve excellence. He wanted to be a eloquent speaker in English, a fluent speaker in English, and then he managed to that. So what he did there, this urge to excel in anything that you try to do has been with me since the childhood. And it was the childhood passion of the writer, because whatever thing he did very at a excellence. जे जे त्याने केलं ते सगळं एक्सलन्सला केलंय ना. वेन एव्हर आय वुड सक्सीड इन दिस ऑर नॉट, आय ऑलवेज सीट माय एम्स हाय. त्याच्यामध्ये सक्सेस हो की नाही. सो इट इज द फॉर्म्युला ऑफ बिंग सक्सेस आहे ना. what we should put our aims high. Huh? In this case too, I wanted to speak excellent, elegant and fluent English. So he wanted to speak fluent English. What he did for that? The first thing. So for the speaking fluent English, what he did? The first thing I did was to start reading English newspapers and English novels. So the first thing he started to read English newspaper and English novels. So dear students, um, it is my experience and it is my suggestions also to you. If you want to, if you want to improve your English, must follow the writer. What? Start to read English newspaper and English novels. I studied etymology, that is उत्पत्तीशास्त्र शब्दांचं उच्चारण, and phonetics, the science relating to speech and sound, study of the correct pronunciation of words. भाषेचे शास्त्र, उच्चारशास्त्र, phonetics, and studied the roots of the words and how to pronounce them. I used to stand in front of mirror and practice speaking. The very best way to achieve the command over English language. तुम्हाला इंग्लिशमध्ये चांगली प्रॅक्टिस करायची असेल ना, तर ही सगळ्यात चांगली पद्धत की stand in front of the mirror and speak yourself. You can easily understand your errors and all these things. Releasing my mistakes and correcting, realizing my mistakes and correcting them myself all the times, and improving day by day. So this is the method he followed. I took about 9 to 10 months, by which times I started feeling quite confident about speaking in English at length with anybody. My fear had vanished and I started feeling at home in my hostel. In my future career, out of 32 years in information technology field, I was the chief executive and or managing director or head of software company with thousands of software engineers worldwide. During that period, I had to give several presentation or negotiate many contracts with the CEOs and directors or VPs in the US, UK or Australia. I was absolutely at ease at that time. So because of the efforts he took about 9 to 10 months, तो 9-10 महिन्यांचा केलेल्या प्रयत्नामुळे त्या सगळ्यांचा फायदा त्याला फ्युचरमध्ये करिअर्सला झाला. तो बऱ्याचशा कंपनीचा चीफ एक्झिक्युटिव्ह अँड मॅनेजिंग डायरेक्टर होता आणि बरेचसे जे कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट्स आहेत ते त्याने साईन केले UK मध्ये, USA मध्ये, ऑस्ट्रेलियामध्ये. आणि हे सगळं करताना ही वॉज ॲब्सुलेटली ॲट इज, त्याला सहजगत्या ते करू शकला बिकॉज ऑफ हिज एफर्ट्स to he took about 9 or 10 months on improving English language. इंग्रजी भाषा इम्प्रूव्ह करण्यामध्ये त्याने जे एफर्ट्स घेतले होते त्याचा सगळ्यात त्याला तो फायदा झाला. It was only due to the efforts at IIT, yes, we mentioned here, look at the lines. It was only due to the efforts at IIT that I could sign contracts worth millions of dollars worldwide. Millions of dollars चे कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट इझिली तो साइन करू शकत होता and also run large global software companies. So or head of the software companies with thousands of software engineers worldwide. During that period, I had to give several presentations or negotiate many contracts with CEOs, directors, VPs worldwide. So at IIT, I got fairly good marks in my first 2 years. However, a very important thing happened while I was in third year. I came in contact with about 15 to 20 extremely brilliant students, researchers, professors from IIT, TIFR and DARC. They include top-ranking students from IIT visiting professors in America. So after that, in the third year of his IIT, he came in contact with 15 to 20 extremely brilliant students and researchers and professors, and it was also a kind of turning point in his life because of these extremely brilliant persons that help him. These things help him to improve a lot, आणि या गोष्टींनी त्यांना इम्प्रूव्ह करण्यामध्ये खूप मोठी मदत केलेली होती. सो think this is a very long lesson, and we are going to divide it in two parts. So this is the first part of the lesson. I will conduct the second part of the lesson also. Okay. Okay, thank you.